So if you're ready to give up on your dreams, your goals, just because you're so frustrated and just feels like it's just not going to work, as many of us oftentimes feel, then this video is for you. Never give up. And I'm going to share with you 7 ideas to help you to push past this frustration that you're feeling. And one of the main ideas that I want to highlight here is this quote by Zig Ziglar. Love the name Zig Ziglar. I wish I had a name similar to that. But he once said, the moment you're ready to quit is usually the moment right before the miracle happens. So if you're feeling this frustration, then a miracle, that achievement is just right around the corner. So I want to, again, share with you 7 ideas to help you to get past this frustration so you can reach that point where the miracle happens. The first idea here is called breakthrough. And this goes with Zig Ziglar's quote. So that frustration that you're feeling right now means that you are close to a breakthrough. How do we know that? Why does it work that way? Well, imagine you're in your comfort zone, and that comfort zone is a barrier. But because you're growing, you're doing more, you're trying to achieve something amazing, your comfort zone is pushing back, it's resisting. It's like this boundary. You're pushing against the boundary, and the boundary is like elastic, like a balloon, and it's pushing back against that. And the more that you grow, the more it's going to resist. So if you're feeling this amazing frustration, that means that you are pushing against that comfort zone to a grand degree. Now, what that also means is that now is the time to push through that. Okay, you're almost there. Because the comfort zone is resisting so much, that means it's at the extent of what it can do to resist. And if you keep pushing, you will eventually have a breakthrough and push through that comfort zone. So don't let the frustration slow you down. Realize that that's a signal that where you are is right next to that miracle that Zig Ziglar talked about. The next idea is something called voiceless. You don't want to give your pain, your frustration, a voice, which means, and this is easy to do, when you're frustrated, when you're upset and things aren't going right, you're gonna like, I'm so mad, I'm just ready to give up, this is so stupid, it's never gonna work, and I hate this. That is giving your voice, your pain, a voice. And what happens is when you speak to that voice, speaking that gives it power. And that power that you give to that negative voice, that voice of giving up, that frustration, shapes your mindset and actions. You start thinking, well, that voice is right. I just can't win. I'm just never going to win. I'm never going to achieve this. Don't give your pain a voice. Flip it. Say something empowering instead, saying, you know what? This is pushing me, but I'm going to push past it. And I appreciate the challenge. I love the challenge, and I'm going to beat this, and I'm going to win. So flip it so that the voice that you have is one of empowerment, not of pain. The next idea is to get clear. So write down your plan, your goal, your thing that you want to achieve. Write it down. Get it out of your head. Now, you might be like a lot of people. They think, oh yeah, I'm achieving a goal. I'm doing this thing. I'm gonna get it done. And you ask them, well, hey, well, let me see your plan. And what do they say? Oh, I know, it's all in my head. You know, I've got it written, I've got it saved all in my head, and that's how I'm going to achieve it. And the reality is that rarely, ever, ever happens when you just try to maintain your goals and your dreams as an idea in your head. You've got to write it down, because when you don't write it down, guess what? You have no real clarity about it. It exists, you know it's there, but you don't have clarity about what it looks like, the steps to achieve it, the things that it's going to take to get there. And because you have no clarity, then that results in no action. Your brain doesn't like to act when it doesn't have clarity. So you've got to get it out of your head, write it down, list every task or step needed to hit your goal within reason. Maybe write down the top 10 things that you need to do in order to achieve that goal and put it on an index card, and then organize those ideas in sequential order that you want to get them done, and review them regularly. Okay, review them and look at them. That is going to give you, your brain, the clarity that it needs in order to take action. So get clear. The next idea is this one of ask, what if, in the sense of, what if this actually works? Imagine that. What if I can do it. How will my life change when this happens? Those are empowering questions. This is a lot different than, well, what if it just doesn't work? What if I'm a failure? What if it's just going to turn out terrible? What if I look foolish? What if I look stupid? What if I do something dumb? No, ask what if it works. Positive ways of looking at this, because what that does is it shifts your mindset from losing, what if this doesn't work, to winning. What if it does work? That's awesome. And then when you're thinking about the answers, write them down. What's going to happen if this works? What's going to happen if you do it? What happened? How is your life going to change when you achieve it? Write down those answers and then review them and think about them daily. That's going to give you the motivation that you need, again, to push past your frustration. The next idea here is show up first. Focus on consistency, not mastery. And what that means is oftentimes when you set out to achieve something, a lot of people, what do? They go all out. I'm going to go from not exercising ever to going to the gym 1 hour every single day. That is just not likely going to happen because you're trying to focus too much on mastery. It's better to say, you know what? I'm going to show up for 5 minutes at the gym, or I'm going to do push-ups for 5 minutes every single day. You're going to learn that consistency. Consistency is going to help propel you to mastery, but you have to get the consistency down first by taking small actions. So daily actions, small actions, build momentum and clarity. So as you're taking that action, you're going to build momentum that's going to enable you to do more, but you do small things initially. Just tiny, tiny little actions that help you to achieve your goal. Don't get stuck on transforming your life overnight, because you're going to lose if you do that. And as you move forward by taking these small actions, you're going to get clarity on what needs to be done next. So do something every single day, no matter how small it is, to achieve the goal, the dream, the thing that you're trying to reach. Let's go to idea number 6. I love this one. Dreams are a duty. Your gift, your dream, your goal, the thing that you're wanting to achieve is meant to be shared. Maybe you're wanting to create artwork. Maybe you're wanting to create a YouTube channel. Maybe you're wanting to start something on a product. You have an idea that you want to share with the world. Well, that's your gift. Don't hold back from sharing it. We need it. We need your particular gift, whatever it is. Imagine if Einstein had said, well, you know what, this theory of relativity and the secrets to the universe, it's a little bit too much for me, so I'm just going to kind of give up on it. Well, we know he didn't, and as a result, we have some amazing technology and understanding of the world around us. Or imagine if Disney had started out. He was very frustrated initially in his early days, and if he had just given up, what would we have been left with? We would have been left without a lot of his creations, if not all of them. Ford, if he had just said, this car thing, I don't know, it's just not for me. Well, unfortunately, he didn't do that. And as a result, we have amazing vehicles that we move around in. Steve Jobs, I'm recording this video on an iPhone right now. If he didn't have the vision that he had and stuck with it, we may not have had this kind of technology right now. We may have at one point, but who knows how it would have turned out. So they didn't give up. They shared their dreams with us because they felt like they had to. You do too. Think of who you're going to impact by following through on your dreams. We need your gift. And finally, get inspired. So watch or read one inspiring story every single day. Because when you're watching or reading somebody else's inspirational story, that win that they have is going to fuel your own. You're going to look at that and say, you know what? That's possible. It's possible for me to win. Look at what they went through and look at how they won. So make it a daily habit to consume inspiration every single day. Something that you read, something that you watch, a quote, whatever it may be, but get inspired on a regular daily basis. And that's going to be fuel to keep moving you forward. All right. So in the end, never give up. I hope you found this useful, and I'd appreciate it if you'd leave some comments on what you think about these ideas. Maybe you have some additional ones. All right. And I hope you have an amazing day.